Welcome, ladies, to your 9:30 Zoom and Fit Club for Women. We've got the upstairs bumping, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to work hard at home. So today we're going to need a pair of weights. If you have a pair of light hand weights or even just a set of water bottles or soup cans, that'll do just fine too. And as always, a mat and a chair, something that you can use to support your balance. So we're going to go ahead and begin our warm-up. So Dave, if you'll get it started. We're just going to start with a little side-to-side tap. Again, taking this first set to check in with your body, do a little physical
The next workout will begin in
60 seconds for right now.
To a station.
One way I like to do this is to just be very aware of my feet on the floor, paying extra attention to the pressure of the ground as it supports underneath my feet, the way my weight shifts back and forth. And then let that attention travel up your legs. Feel your knees nice and soft. If you have any knee pain, be very conscious of it. Take good care of it. Up to the hips, making sure the hips are nice and soft. To the core, we're going to add a small rotation to the chest, pulling the belly button in to support that rotation. And God knows, we tell you to keep your core tight all the time, so this is just more of the same. Let's go ahead and add a little reach across the chest. Reach, reach, reach. Good. I see a bunch of teeny tiny people working. I love it.
Begin set one.
The screen is like kind of far away. Good. 4, 3, 2. Let's add overhead here. Good. So you see I'm moving a little bit more rapidly, a touch more energy now. As that hand is reaching overhead, I want you to feel that oblique stretch and squeeze. Good. We are going to make things burn today. It's going to be working with lightweight / body weight and really getting the best out of it.
Stop. Exercise.
For 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Let's bring the feet all the way together. I'm going to turn on a diagonal just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Hips back and down into a small chair pose. Chest is still nice and high. Core is tight. We're going to bring one foot back, tap it back, and tap it in. Back and in. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we begin to pick up the pace. Good. Little speed skater, staying in place. Now, if you think you could get this a little bit warmer, you're just going to pick up that front knee. Boom, boom. And as you keep that core nice and tight, I want you to imagine like you have surface right here. Just going to strike it, boom, with that knee. Good. Bring some high energy this. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead, shake out that supporting leg. Should have started to feel a little bit of burn there. Back down into our chair pose, chest is high, core is tight. And we're going to begin set 3 here. Bring that feet back.
Set 3.
And in, there it is. Back and in. Once you have your balance, knees soft, hips soft, core tight, pick it up. We go back, back. Boom. Good. Get that breath going. We should start to feel nice and warm. And let's go ahead and pick up that knee. Boom. Good. Beautiful. I gotta say, it has been so nice coming back to the gym, working with people on a regular basis.
Stop.
I no longer feel like some weird house goblin. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Gorgeous. Go ahead and shake out that leg. We're gonna go ahead and bring it to a side tap. We're gonna get one last little burn in the legs.
Begin set 4.
By adding a duck, duck, duck. Good. So here, it's almost as if you've got a low tree branch just above your head and you're just gonna duck underneath it. Notice I'm sending my booty way back as I do this. Never wanna send those knees forward, not so good for the joint. Beautiful. And at the end of set 4, we're gonna go into our leg series. We're gonna remain standing. It's gonna be a fair amount of endurance work here. Oh,
Stop
love
exercise
it. 4,
and switch
3,
to the next
2,
station.
1. Good. All right, so I recommend using the back of a chair or a wall, something that you can help support your balance, but that will still give you a lot of movement. I'm just gonna use the pole like I usually do. Actually, you know what? My balance is fine. I'll do it here so you can see what my feet are doing. Feet all the way together. Just back them down into your chair pose once again. Hold right here. Now we're gonna do that speed skater again, but this time we're gonna go ultra slow. And one thing I want you to think about doing is keeping the weight in the heel of that supporting foot. You should be able to lightly wiggle your toes at all times. Your body isn't really moving much. You're tapping that foot back, but you're not shifting the weight back. Good. And try to get a little bit deeper into that thigh. Beautiful. Good, nice and slow. You'll notice I'm still going. If you need to take a little break, kind of shake it out, get back down, that is fine.
Begin set 2.
You try to keep going. Because again, this is just body weight here. Now the key here is a soft bend in the knee, right here. If this is a straight leg, it's not going to be much work for that thigh. We really want to start to feel that quad burn, and it's going to come up into the back of the booty back here. Knee core is very tight. I don't know about you. My legs are burning, and if my leg is burning, your leg should definitely be burning.
Stop, exercise.
Ooh, there it is. Go ahead and shake it out. We're going to do the same thing on the second side. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. So where I was feeling it on that leg, right up through the back of the glute here. Hips back and down.
Begin set 3.
And set 3 has begun. Good. Now if you need to tap the toe down and sort of regain your balance every time, that is totally fine as long as you're not putting all your weight on that foot. Because we don't want any shifting. But the nice thing about the knee coming up is that it really challenges your balance. And it works your butt and legs at the same time. Why not? Good. Beautiful. This is lovely, ladies. Nice and slow.
Stop, exercise.
Good. We're going to go through until the end of set 4. At the end of set 4, we're going to remain standing. We're going to compound the work on your legs. I know you hate me, and I would say sorry, but I'm not.
Begin set 4.
Here's set 4. Woo, it's a long time. You may even start to feel a little bit of burn in your supporting calf, possibly even in the top and bottom of your feet. You have a lot of tiny muscles there, all adjusting, all your tendons. Good, nice and slow. Speed actually doesn't serve us very well here. So if you're going really fast, the momentum is going to take some of the focus out, some of the work out. So keep it slow. Weight in those heels, wiggle your toes just a little bit.
Stop, exercise, and switch to the next.
Man, that burns. And I don't know why I make you guys do this stuff, because it means I have to do it too, but here we go. So, one more time, chair pose, hips back and down. This time, this leg is going to come directly out to the side, tap that toe down. You'll notice your weight is shifting a little bit into this hip. That is okay, as long as you're not collapsing. And we're going to lift, lift, lift. Good. Now this is definitely a tap down every time. Tap. Because we have this sort of lateral movement here, the balance is a little bit more challenging. Again, use the back of a chair or a wall if you need the extra balance support. Good. If you want more of a challenge for the outside of that thigh, we're going to come up,
exercise,
pulse back down. Good. We're going to add that for set 2. Go ahead and take a quick break if you need to. I know it's a lot. We're going to repeat it again on the other side. Hips back, hips down, soft bend in the knee. Again, if the bend isn't there, it's not work.
Begin set 2.
Up, pulse, down. Up, pulse, down. Good. Keep your core tight. Weight in the heel. Soft knee bend. Up, pulse, down. Good. We should feel some burning And the outside of the thigh, not too much. Most of it should be in the supporting booty and supporting quad. Up, pulse, down, breathe. See, I had to tap my toe early there because I was losing my balance.
Stop.
And there's the break. Fabulous, fabulous. Shake it out. We're going to switch on over to the other side. Last standing leg thing today, I promise. Yeah, I promise. I wasn't lying. Hips back,
Begin
down.
3.
You're going to tap that other leg. Good. Core is nice and tight. This one is just the one lift and tap. Put my hands on my hips so you can kind of see my torso is doing a little bit better. One lift, tap. Good. Weight in those heels. Those legs should be on fire. And this outside of this thigh, this should feel harder, this side leg lift, than it did on the other side, because we just spent a lot of time sitting into this hip. So it should already feel tired. Good. Don't worry, we're going to work the inner thighs a little bit later. Beautiful. And we're approaching set 4. At the end of set 4, I'm going to have you lie down on your back.
Begin set 4.
Good. Here we go. Up, pulse, and down. Good. Up, pulse, and down. Wonderful. And down. Fabulous. Good. Whew. Weight in that heel, remember, should be able to wiggle the toe of the supporting leg. Get a little lower if you can. I know it's a long time. Hands can be anywhere you need to be. Hips forward, prayer position, whatever.
Stop exercise.
Oh man.
To the next station.
Gorgeous. Let's go ahead, lie down on our backs. We're gonna finish up the legs, hit that booty. Again, more booty stuff. So you're going to grab one of your weights. It's gonna rest right here in your hips. Sort of in the hip flexors. Bring your knees all the way together and come up into a bridge. Down and up. Let's just keep the little pulse right here while I talk you through these next couple of sets. So here's the thing. I want you to bring your feet glued together. Calves, thighs, glued together. Your knees, most people's knees are going to have a little bit of a turnout like this. Your job is to try to keep them squeezed close. Your booty is pinching together hard.
Exercise.
Good. Take a break if you need it. Otherwise, you're just going to keep going. And again, you should really feel those inner thighs working. Should be an effort to keep those thighs together. My thighs are shaking right now because
Begin set 2.
you don't want to be all the way together. Good. Beautiful. Little pulses here. If you need to put the weight to the side, say if your lower back doesn't care for it, that is okay. Otherwise, the nice thing about this is it adds just a little bit of resistance. Makes it slightly harder. It's got a nice little glow going. That's what my dad always says. He says, and then don't sweat, they glow. I'm like, all right, Dad. We're just as disgusting as men. Good. Go ahead and drop your hips. Take a quick little break. Woo, the backs of my thighs are on fire. All right. So, set 2. Go and take your weight in your hands. Or sorry, this is set 3 we're approaching right now. Weight in your hands.
Set 3.
You're going to come up into your bridge and then pull one knee really close to you. You're going to take that weight and place it behind that knee. Squeezing the calf into the thigh, otherwise the weight drops. And then we're going to drop the hips, tap the mat, up, down, tap, and up. So we got 2 things going on here. We got this supporting hamstring is working down here. This hamstring has to work to hold on to the weight. And the weight is loading up the hips. Good, that's the end of set 3. Go ahead, release the weight into your hands. Pull the other knee in. Prepare. Weight goes behind. Squeeze. Make sure that weight is secure.
Begin set 4.
And up with those hips. Down, tap, and up. So we have the weight loaded up right on top of that booty. So we get extra resistance. Again, if this isn't good for your back, go ahead and take the weight away. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna keep it though, because I like it. Down, tap, and up. Gorgeous. At the end of the set, we go into a plank series. Down, tap, and up. Good. You're gonna be
Stop exercising.
working those hips.
To the next station.
Gorgeous. All right. Get a sip of water if you need to while I explain. Lying on your side. Bottom knee is bent. Top knee is extended. We're going to begin real simple here. Hand planted on the mat. Make sure that your hips are in line. You don't want to hinge back here. Nice and straight. You're going to come up, hold, back, down. Now for a lot of people who avoid side planks in general, if you already know that even this is not going to be good for your shoulder or for any reason, you can give me a front plank. That's absolutely fine. But if you haven't tried side planks in a while, your shoulder feels okay today, and you want to try this,
Stop exercising.
I recommend it only because, and let's switch to the other side, rather than an isometric endurance exercise, you're getting a little reprieve. You're not just tapping your hips down and coming right back up. It's not this. You're coming down, you're resting, then you go back up. Down, release the pressure, up. Good. Down, release, and up. I still want you to pull that belly button in. I still want you to feel that lower oblique. But I like teaching this for people who haven't done side planks in a while. Many times I find that even if they can't hold this the entire time, they actually can do this. If you need to put your hand down onto the mat and help to kind of get a little extra push there, that's okay too. Good. Of course, if you can do the movement without that extra pressure, you should. But if you need it, it's there for you. All right, stick with that if that's in a good spot. If it's no good, switch to a front plank and hold.
Begin set 3.
For anyone who wants a progression, set 3, we're going to bring that top leg up, down, and up. Again with those outer hips. I just can't get enough today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Good. So we have an isometric lift through the hips. For people who are strong enough to do it, shoulders back, everything feels okay. Then we lift the heel up toward the sky, drop to the mat, little break. Up, drop, break. Good.
Stop exercising.
Beautiful. And let's switch to the other side. Again, if that's no good, go back to the hip drops. Or, no, we have a friend with us today. Or, if the hip drops still don't work, you're going to give me a regular plank.
Begin set 4.
And up and down. Up and down. Good. Squeezing that booty, keep those hips right in line. Shoulders are stacked. We don't want any sort of forward collapsing here. Nice and open. And at the end of the set, you're going to go ahead, grab those weights. It's time to move into some upper body. Woo, my outer hips is so tired. Belly button in. You got this.
Stop exercising and switch to the next station.
Gorgeous. All right, mindfully grab your weights. One thing we want to avoid is any big twist if you try to pull them both over. So just make sure you're nice to yourself. Low, slow burn, endurance work. Here we go.
Begin set 1.
We're going to start with the weights directly over your sternum, not over your nose or chin, just above your breast line. Elbows are going to come out to 90 degrees and hold. Elbows just above the mat. And you're going to add a pulse right here. Now, a couple things to check on. Are your wrists fairly straight? You don't want this. Are the weights stacked right on top of your elbows? We really don't want any rotator cuff collapse here. We also don't want them falling in toward the body here.
Stop exercise.
Good. Now it says stop exercise, but you're not gonna. You're gonna keep pulsing. Is your pulse low enough? Is it small enough? A lot of times people kind of do big pulses like this, and then they don't really feel this. I want you to go
Begin set 2.
low. Good. This is set 2. We will take a break after set 2. Good. Now, if this wide chest press is not good for your shoulders, you are always welcome to bring it into a narrow chest press, or you can split the difference and sort of have a soft diagonal. All of them are totally legitimate as long as the weight always stacked on top of your elbow. Ooh, my chest is burning.
Stop exercise.
Good. Drop your elbows. Oh, take a little break. Beautiful. Now sets 3 and 4, we're going to play with the movement just a little bit. So you're going to choose whichever chest press you like the best, whether that's narrow, middling, or wide.
Begin set
And
3.
instead of pulsing both at the same time, for set 3 and 4, we're going to pulse right, then left. Now when you bring that elbow back down, you're still not resting it on the floor. It's still hovering. Just got a little difference. So you're holding one in an isometric movement, the other pulses. With a right, then left. Right, then left. Now,
Stop
if your
exercise.
shoulder has a preference of position for chest press, that's the one you're going to hang on to. Ooh, I'm going to take a little break. It's burning like crazy. 4, 3, 2. Okay, I'm starting again. But if you want to follow me, we can add a little fun to this.
Begin set
So we're
4.
going to pulse. And as we pulse, those elbows are going to come close to the sides of the waist. Woo. And suddenly we're in a narrow chest press. Check and make sure those weights are right on top of your elbows. And we're going to hold it here for just a second. 4, 4, 3, 2, and let's progress them out. Slowly those elbows come farther away from the body. Ooh, what's burning for me? Good. 4, 3,
Stop exercise and switch to the next station.
There's the break. Take it. All right. Now, for our next exercise, we're going to turn over onto our stomach. No weight. Let's place the hands
Begin
underneath
set 1.
the forehead first thing. And the first thing I'm going to have you do for step 1 is you're going to squeeze your butt and you're going to shove your pelvis into your mat. And that's it. You're going to hold that for a second, 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to release. So you're squeezing, you're pressing, your tailbone is tucking slightly, and then you release. Now this is preparation for Superman. You may notice a little bit that as you are squeezing your butt and pressing your pubic bone into the mat,
Stop
you should feel your lower back maybe flatten out just a little bit. It's a slight pelvic tuck. That's what we want for this next bit. So we're going to focus on the upper body. Go ahead and bring those elbows out to the
Begin
side,
set 2.
nose to the mat. Now, you're going to squeeze your butt, and you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your arms, your nose, your chin, and your chest off the mat and hold. Good. For 3, 2, 1, slowly drop and release. Then squeeze the butt, pubic bone down, shoulders squeeze, chest open, hold for 3, 2, 1.
Stop
Drop.
exercise.
And down. Take a break. Excellent. You can very gently rock your hips from right to left, just to release any tension you might be feeling in your lower back. That's something that's really important for you to remember is always the glute squeeze.
Begin
If your
set 3.
lower back really doesn't like the chest lift, let's go and start set 3. Squeeze the booty. If your lower back does not enjoy this, that's okay. Don't do it. Just give me the glute squeezes. Now, If you find that this is okay and you want to make it a little bit harder, all you have to do is change the position of the arms. So, for people who want a progression, you're going to take those thumbs, you're going to point them straight up in the air. Then you're going to extend your arms out to a wide position.
Stop,
Squeeze the booty, lift, chest, shoulder blades squeeze, shoulders are down, neck is nice and long. Suddenly it's harder, yay! And drop, take a little break. Now you may notice that my feet and my thighs are
begins
lifting
at
up
4.
off the floor. That is sort of a completion of the Superman. And it's a reaction to my glutes squeezing. But if it's too much for the lower back, you can just focus on the upper body like this and leave those toes on the floor. However, I'm going to go ahead and give you a complete Superman. Squeeze, tug, lift, thighs, chest, arms, shoulder blades are squeezing, neck is long for a 3, 2, 1, and drop.
Stop exercise and switch to the next
Beautiful.
station.
We're going to turn over onto our back mindfully. Once again. Rolling over. Let's go into some triceps. So go ahead. Grab one of your weights. Just one.
Begin set 1.
You're going to hold it in both hands into your triceps full pressure. Those elbows stay stacked right on top of the shoulders, so there is no movement from the shoulders like this. That's a shoulder pullover. Still an exercise, but it's not what we're doing. That weight goes down toward the forehead, thus the name, full pressure, and then full extension, isolating that tricep muscle. Now, right now, your lower back is probably kind of relaxed.
Stop
I bet you've got a little bit of your rib cage is kind of popping up just a touch. I'm going to challenge you here to squeeze the core. The belly button's going to get pulled into the spine, and I want you to bring your hips and your ribs
Begin
closer
set
together
2.
and hold on to it while you're moving. Because we have weight loading up our upper body, it's very typical for people to hyperextend the rib cage and kind of pop the upper back up like this. I want you to challenge yourself to keep your rib cage tucked in, pressed firmly against the mat. The belly button is pulled in tight. We have a lot going on. We got abs, we got triceps.
Stop
Good,
exercise.
and take a break here. Very nice. Now you're more than welcome to grab the other weight if the one weight isn't enough weight for you. If you want to try moving a little bit slower, if that will ensure your
Begin
ab
set
engagement, then I think that's great. But let's go ahead and get started. So now I have even more weight. It's even more imperative that I keep that rib cage down. My neck is long, meaning that my shoulders aren't coming up toward my ears. And my chest is fairly open, basically meaning I'm not over pushing from my shoulders. Shoulders are sunk down to the floor, resting in their sockets.
Stop exercise.
Gorgeous. Drop those elbows. I'm going to take a break because that added weight is actually kind of hard. Feels good. All right. Set 4 here. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I believe this will be our
Begin
last set
set
of the
4.
day. Full extension and drop those feet. Belly buttons in. Now, if you want to add the tiniest bit of extra challenge for those abs, you are more than welcome to bring one or both knees to a 90-degree tabletop position. This will slightly destabilize the body as the weights are moving. Again, very important for that lower back to stay down.
Stop exercise. Your training is now complete. Please wipe down the machines and continue.
Beautiful. That is our workout. Real quick, let's do a quick upper body stretch. You're going to bring your fingertips to a steeple position. Bend those elbows to 90 degrees as though you're doing a triceps full pressure, but from here, you're gonna bring your arms out to the side like you're making football goal posts. And then you're gonna take a nice deep breath in, and you're gonna try to let your knuckles drop toward the floor. Oh. You should open up the chest, stretch out the shoulders just a little bit, and then we're gonna reach those arms directly overhead. Full extension. Again, you're aiming for your knuckles or your fingertips to go to the floor. Beautiful. Now I'm very mindfully, very softly going to roll over onto my side so I can come up and say hi. Who we got? Sandy.